This is a Merrick Studios podcast. On this week's show,
I'm like, yo, I'm never going to be a heavy hitter. I'm probably never going to make it to radio. Just stand next to these guys for as long as possible, and maybe something might happen.
Right.
Raymo and Lonnie B pulled up to one of my parties, just pulled up. And it's like, yo, this is all you? I said, yeah. He's like, yo, you ever thought about becoming a heavy hitter? I said, not really, but hell yeah.
And 3, 2, 1.
I'm DJ Enuff.
I'm DJ Camilo.
I'm DJ Kast One.
And I'm Len Boogs, a.k.a. L Boogs. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone worldwide, this is the Heavy Hitter DJs podcast. Yes, sir, we're back at it right here, the Heavy Hitter DJs podcast. And of course, shout out to everybody over at Merrick Studios, putting it down. Crowd mover, Len Boogs. What's going on, family? State your name, gang.
All right, man. DJ Enuff, Heavy Hitters.
DJ Camilo, hello.
Hi, it's DJ Kast One. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Hello.
And we got our guy representing the Garden State of New Jersey, you know, Mr. New Jersey, I like to call him, DJ Wallah. Welcome to the podcast, fam. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey,
all right, Wallah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Ain't nothing happened. What up, Wallah?
How y'all? I ain't see y'all in a minute.
So what part of Jersey are you actually from? Because Jersey is dumb big for no reason.
It is. I'm from Newark, New Jersey.
Briggs, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And out in Jersey, what's that called? That's like mid Jersey. I don't know. I'm slow. Is that mid? Is that south?
It's North Jersey.
North Jersey,
Yeah.
which means you get to the city in 30 minutes or less.
You can get to the city less than that if you ain't got no traffic. If it's traffic, 2 hours. No traffic, 15 minutes.
DJ Wallah's story. So when was it that Wallah decided this is what I'm gonna do? Because I know not only do you make records, you DJ, you're a hell of a promoter. Like, which came first?
DJing came first.
Okay.
And
How you?
back then, you know, if you wasn't like a top tier DJ, you ain't get booked like that. You know, the top tiers had all the booking. So if you wanted to get booked, you had to throw your own parties. So I wasn't waiting to get booked. I said, yo, let's just throw our own parties. So we used to throw our own parties. We got to a point where we started booking the top DJs. I started bringing Enuff and Kast and Camilo and Moon. We started doing parties together.
But hold up. What age were you when you started those parties? Like, what was?
Yeah.
I started throwing my own parties at like 16, 17.
Right.
By the time I got to you guys, I probably was like almost 20.
Got it.
Because I know you had the college shit on super smash.
Super.
Like, yo, super smash. Like, I remember the first time I went to one of Wallah's college party, I was like, this shit is out of control. And it was like not one, not two. It was like on a regular basis, you know what I mean? Which is crazy. And I understood the whole why you had heavy hitter qualities and all that.
So you would book the DJs to do your parties as well, correct? You say you book Enuff and
Yo, bro, Camilo, he flexed on us 1 year.
Uh-huh.
One year he booked me, Flex, and Mr. C at the same time.
Oh.
And I'm like, yo, but we get to the party, it's a zoo. And I'm like, yo, this guy don't need us for nothing. He's just flexing on us. He wants to show us that what he's doing is fire.
Now, is this before Hot 97 or before radio?
Way before.
He wasn't on radio yet at all.
Way before.
Strong guy, Wallah. I see what you was doing.
Now,
what are we doing? Put me on.
now, hold on. Now, the thing is, here's the thing. Even back then, right? Like, so the cool thing about Jersey and about where Wallah broke out from, it was weird because as far as the tri-state, we always had this thing in our head, like everywhere you go is going to be the same vibe and the same music. But the only separator a little bit was Jersey, because that Jersey club music had its own way, right? So like, honestly, you were one of the first people that kind of like helped elevate that music, right? Like, I don't know, in my eyes, I might be wrong. You could correct me at this point or not, right? So you, with bringing, you know, people like Enuff and Mr. C and Flex and myself and whoever else to Jersey, that would actually kind of be our first time seeing this, because we all saw the old Jersey club, like when it was like DJ Quine, all these guys had the club. But then the thing you guys were doing was completely different. It was kind of derivative of that and hip hop. But can you tell us a little bit about how that whole thing started? Because now Jersey club is the biggest thing. Like on some of the biggest records is Jersey club. Like a lot of these drill records are Jersey club, really. So like,
listen, there was like a video I seen one time at those parties that you talk about while I was doing at the halls. They weren't clubs, they were halls, you know. So that held a few hundred, maybe 1,000 people, and hit it to the beat, hit it to the beat, hit it to the beat. I remember listening, and it was on Wallah. What the fuck is that? And all I see is everybody grinding.
Right. And, you know, it was the thing where he would be like, you know, we'd come and we'd play, we'd kill it. He'd be like, yo, watch this.
Yeah.
And everybody does the dance. And we're like, what? What? But anyway, can you speak on like how did that like develop? How did that, you know, how did the early aspects of Jersey Club come about?
So look, that's a whole topic in its own because they're doing Jersey Club documentaries because the dudes that originated that sound feel like they didn't get their just due. So they're trying to make sure they put the imprint on it now before it get too big, which it might be a little bit too late, but better late than never.
It's too late.
Better late than never. They just want to know who started it, like the founders. So like it was something that we always listened to in Jersey. Like my parents listened to club, but like you said, it was a different derivative of it. It was more of the percolator or Funky Green Dogs Fired Up. And we came with a new sound. And at first they were calling it like Brook City Club because nobody had a name for it. And then they say, yo, y'all stole Baltimore Club. And it's like, no, it's a little different. So
you know,
Jersey Club to Jersey Club.
Coming from Queens, from New York, to me, at one point, Baltimore and Jersey to me was the same shit. Like I wouldn't really distinguish the difference. But later on, when I started to really like do my homework and the Frosty records will come and all that, I was like, these guys are just redoing every damn song to Jersey, like everything. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like I would pick and choose what was hot for me and then play it. But yeah, Yaga had a whole nother wave.
Wallah at his party, I didn't know nothing about this. I was completely blind to it. And it's true, what Kast said, he really be like, yo, peep game, watch what the fuck about to happen. And I'm like, these motherfuckers line dancing in Brick City, yo. Like, but it was so much fun. And fuck yeah, we went right across that bridge. Yo, we got this new shit. And we thought we found, like, we thought we was Christopher Columbus. We thought we found something, you know what I mean? But it took me somewhere, and I remember I told Wallah, I was like, yo, every fucking time you have a holiday party, ring my number, dog. And like,
and we had a run. Me and Elbows had a nice run. R.I.P. the Club Abyss. We had a nice run.
Man, Club Abyss in Sylvia, New Jersey, and Deco Lounge. And Deco.
Yeah,
those two spots, man. Rest in peace, Costa. Like those two spots for me, it was like, I don't know, it was that Jersey imprint. Like, I'll never forget those days.
Anything else was whack. Everything else was whack. I don't care where it was, who was there. Anything outside the, what is it? They used to call them like the 35 North boys or something like that, right? Like Route 35 boys or whatever.
Route 35 boys.
But Wallah, did you because obviously your parties is not bringing what Jersey's used to seeing in the club. They fuck with you because you was bringing brown and black crowd, and it was a big number. On top of that, like, how was it difficult getting into these rooms?
You know, Abyss and Deco, you had to convince them. You know, Costa and Dimitri, they're about money. That's it.
Right.
What color you are? Is it going to generate revenue?
Right.
So I had to prove to them that I could generate revenue. I was dealing with a younger crowd. You know, they were high school and college. So they didn't buy VIPs. They didn't buy bottles. So Costa might say, oh, you might pack a club out, but are they going to spend money?
Right.
To prove that they can spend money.
That's facts. Yo, for me, I tell this story all the time, right? Wallah, his party was something special, not because he had kids, whatever, right? I brought this up into attention because I remember before going to his party, prior, like the old Newark, New Jersey, and going to the Oranges in the East, it was always gang bang central. I swear to God. Every time I go there, there'd be a shootout, there'd be some sort of murder, death, kill, something.
Right.
And then that summer, he invited me to, was it Tammany Hall?
It might have been Terrace Ballroom.
No, it wasn't Terrace Ballroom. Because Terrace Ballroom, what?
Was it the Robert Cheek, Terrace Ballroom? It was one of them.
No. But those are the parties that I was afraid of because the Robert Tree Hotel, Terrace Ballroom, they always got shot up. Always. Right? And I remember getting lost somewhere in Newark, New Jersey. And this is pre-GPS, pre any of that. You make the wrong turn. It's dark as fuck. You're like, yo, where the fuck am I at? You felt like you was in an episode of The Wire. Right? I swear to God. On everything.
Yo, but on the flip of that, anybody that I met through Wallah was a promoter or just an around the way person, like, yo, they would come up to me and be like, yo, you Wallah's man? Bet. And I started getting bookie.
But Boogs, this is the crazy part. This is the beautiful part. The beautiful part is this. Because of all the history I just told you, gang banging, shootout, murder, death, kill. So Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York, they always had, you know, when you look at the reports, like you're watching like a Dateline or a Nightline or whatever, this summer we had over 300 and something deaths, whatever, right? Now, Pennsylvania always had a higher number than Jersey and New York because it was just bigger for some reason, whatever. But that summer, it was almost like neck and neck, right? I go to Wallah's party, ain't nothing but beautiful black and brown kids dancing their asses off and partying. No fights. Yo, there was not one fight, not even a push, nothing. They dancing their asses off, they sweating, and they moving their body. Now, to me, I thought that was the magic. Your mom was even in there. She was selling sodas and waters in the front of the club.
That's fine.
So if your mom's there, you made this like a family business from the jump. That's crazy.
My mom there, had my uncle working there, so we all was there.
It's crazy. It's crazy. For me, that's the magic and the beauty that no one talks about.
Now, this is before Wallah becoming a heavy hitter.
Yes.
So tell me, we need to ask. We ask everybody, how did you become a heavy hitter? Was that your goal? You know what I'm saying? Did you have to? What was the process? Did you have to work to get down? Like, were you on Enuff's radar? Like, talk to us.
I didn't even know if that was a reality, to be honest. I thought, like, being a kid from Jersey, that I'm like, yo, I'm never gonna be a heavy hitter. I'm probably never gonna make it to radio. Let's just stand next to these guys for as long as possible, and maybe something might happen. But I think I was clicking on all cylinders because, one, I was getting all my flyers printed from Raymo.
Oh,
so I was on Raymo heavy. I was on Raymo's radar heavy because he's like, yo, who's this kid getting 20,000 flyers every week, every month?
Right.
What is he doing? So Raymo and Lonnie B pulled up to one of my parties, just pulled up. And it's like, yo, this is all you? I said, yeah. They're like, this your party? I said, yeah. So you're going to DJ and throw the party? I said, it's the only way to make it work. He said, I was wondering how you was getting rid of 20,000 flyers every month. He's like, yo, you ever thought about becoming a heavy hitter? I said, not really, but hell yeah. Is it doable? He said, I'm going to see what's up. But meanwhile, I was still booking all y'all guys anyway. So I guess like it was working. Everything worked perfectly at the same time.
Right. So that's when you got on our radar, and then and I guess we all voted in for you. And I mean, I already got to learn from you too, and I'm sure Enuff already knew. So
Nah, we knew, bro. We know you was the shit. We knew it, bro.
But if you let Enuff tell him, he'll say that Mr. C was trying to grab me to become a big dog.
No, it's true. You know why? That's fact.
Oh, here we go.
All right, here goes. So
wait, hold on. E, I need you to back up for a second from the mic because I want this story clear.
All right, this is how it went down. Rest
there.
in peace, Mr. C. Mr. C was trying to be slick, and because C was the mix show coordinator at the radio station, and he would book the DJ to do like the summer mix weekends and the holiday weekends, whatever, that kind of stuff. And he was like, look, E, there's this dope DJ from Jersey. His name is DJ OK. He's a Haitian DJ. He was like, I think you should sign him to Heavy Hitters. That'd be dope. And then he goes, I'm going to probably pick up Wallah. I think I like Wallah. So I was like, so I'm like, all right, whatever. But he didn't know that Raymo already was in pocket with you, and that we was already going to a lot of your functions. Right. So I was peeping Mr. C's game, and I was like, yeah, I know what you're trying to do.
Did you know DJ OK?
Yeah, he's trying to hit the Brooklyn switch up.
He did. That's what he tried to do.
Wallah, did you know who that was? OK?
Yeah, I know. OK, man. OK, look alike. So he probably was hitting him with the Brooklyn switch up.
I know OK too. OK is dope. Shout out OK, bro. He's a dope DJ too.
Well, I'm gonna drop a little something. Back in the days when C was arrested, PC, I miss him so much. We were Fridays. I used to, Enuff used to be on the radio. I used to jump on right after Enuff, and then Mr. C would jump on. One day he comes up to me, and goes, you should have been down with the people. You should have been one of us. And I'm like, yeah, okay, all right.
He said that. He did say that.
Anyway, back to Wallah.
So Wallah, you started knocking down these clubs or whatnot. When was the pivot? Like, yo, we need to make our own records. Like, was that from jump or it just happened?
Well, we were making records already, but we were doing it just for us. So like, if you ever know, like, well, in the beginning stages, you'll see one pocket of the party doing the dances. It was for us, and then people that you didn't want to be left out. So you learned to dance. Some of them learned them in the club. Some of them learned them at YouTube at home. And then if you come back to the party a month later, the entire party is riding that wave. It had to start somewhere. And then they were doing the line dances. They was two-stepping. They was doing the sexy walk. All that. That's
who was the kid? Who was the kid with the skinny kid, young, short with the dreads?
Tweak.
Yo, Tweak used to get fucking busy, son.
You used to sit on top of the speakers.
Yo, no, Tweak used to get busy. And then who's Tim Dollar?
$10 R.I.P. He was one of the first persons to make club music. He was the one that produced Hit It to the Beat for me.
That's why I
Yeah,
asked that, 'cause I see his name on the credits.
Yep.
Yeah,
$10.
Yeah, I see it on the credits too.
So
But it must
who-
make you super happy nowadays. Fast forward to 2026. Now some of the biggest fucking records are Jersey. You know, you got The Baby, you know, Little Uzi,
Yeah.
you know,
validation.
Zeddy Will. These are just and to see the involvement now, like now it's like, that's got to make you super happy, bro.
No, because even Riot admitted it that most of the
He
shit
did.
he's touched in is Jersey, you know, infused or Jersey inspired.
Right.
So
It took a while. It took a while,
Yeah.
but you know, the fun thing about it is just Jersey's just it's just fun. It's fun.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it breaks it away from all the trap and all the, you know, all the gang and all the drill.
On the flip side, that gotta be bittersweet too, because there's not a lot of Jersey artists that get to benefit from that wave anymore, right? That's the bad part about it. Because honestly, it is blown up, but at the same time, on the flip side about it, there's like a lot of these early Jersey artists that were doing these type of records that it's like, you know,
They didn't reap the benefits. Yeah, they didn't reap the benefits of it.
right. So I mean, that's the
But I
bad
mean,
part about it.
isn't that in everything? Like the first rapper is the first this, the first that. You just gotta sit back and see.
It's on you, Wallah. You got to make this happen, bro. You got to bring it back to Jersey. I'm putting it all on you.
Don't you take it as we planted the seed and then, you know what I mean? Now we see what happened with it later. But I agree with Kast. We need some new Wallah records. I agree with Kast. I say that.
So Wallah, who were some of the DJs that influenced you?
Early on, it was a guy from Jersey named Doorboy. I don't know if y'all familiar with DJ.
I know Doorboy. That's my guy. Yo, shout to Doorboy, bro.
Doorboy, he was the first DJ I got a chance to sit back and watch.
Wow.
Like I was DJing with him. Like he was getting on the shift after me at the skating rink. So while I'm waiting for my mother to come pick me up, I'm just sitting there watching him play. And this is on vinyl. Like I've never seen a DJ put a vinyl on top of a vinyl because he's moving too fast. So I'm looking like, yo, he's gonna mess your records up. He's putting vinyl on top of vinyl. He's talking. He's bringing stuff back. I'm like, yo, how is he doing all of this at the same time? So I'm like, you know, I gotta be like that.
The Branch Brook skating rink?
Yes, sir. That was Branch Brook.
Damn, I remember that shit.
Yeah,
you fucked me up with that.
Branch Brook.
Yeah,
Doorboy's a cool dude, man. It's always been
Like
cool.
Doorboy would sing and rap. Like he'll put an instrumental on and sing it
I was about to say, yo, his mic game was serious, bro. Like, Doorboy's mic
I
game
agree.
was serious, bro. I never seen anything like it. That's fire. See, that's what I like.
Yeah,
man.
Yo, can I ask y'all a question? As New York guys, right? When y'all did come to Jersey, did y'all really see a difference? Like, did they party more? Was it more dance floor orientated?
Yo, coming from New York, you know what?
Yes.
I also saw more girls, or maybe just because we're coming out of New York, you see more faces, and we will always compare. Like, damn, Jersey girls are nicer. Like they're more polite. You know, we're used to the Brooklyn Queen and BX girls, which, you know, they're just nicer, politer. You know, whatever party it was just a different scene. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know.
And to tie to that, like, we wanted to come to a Jersey party and, like, I don't know, take over the party and show Jersey what we had. But at the same time, I was a student when I came to Jersey. Like, I wanted to see what it was. And, like, remember when we used to do the Thursday parties and then the Fridays, you stay in Jersey, once 2 a.m. hit, vroom, drive your ass to the city and do enough. Yo, that was, like, to me, that was the greatest shit right there.
I used to
right
love
after a while, party, you ended up so close.
Yeah, for anybody listening, just so y'all know, you know, Jersey closes their clubs pretty much at 2 a.m. Some 3 a.m., but for the most part, 2 a.m. So we would start our day early there and then jet to New York. You know, New York closes at 4 in the morning. So,
and back to your question, I welcomed it. I wanted to learn what Jersey was doing. I wanted to see. And then once I realized, like, they ain't got nobody out here doing what I'm doing. That was over. Like, once I realized that, I was happy as shit. I was like, Wallah, bring me every time, brother. Bring me every time.
To your point,
you was the first one. You was the first one out here doing that.
I really like the thing about Jersey parties that were different than New York parties. I think in my experience was that it almost feels like people that used to party in Jersey and that were really there just to party and have a good time. It wasn't any showbone. It wasn't. It was gonna go there, dance, have a good time, and get crazy. Plus, when you go over there, we'd hear stuff playing in Jersey that wouldn't be playing in the city. Like all that Jeezy stuff, like, apart from the dance music, all that Jeezy stuff, all that Jeezy stuff, all that Yo Gotti stuff was all playing in Jersey before it was playing in New York. That's facts. And we'd go over there and we'd be like, yo, this is real like that.
And you know, to be honest, I think it's still like that. Like, it's not Jersey's not a bottle service type of vibe. I mean, there is, of course, bottles, but it's not like New York. It's not. There's still dance floors in Jersey. They still focus on the party. Like, correct me if I'm wrong.
Wallah, you agree with that, Wallah? They still dance, having a good time, and they know that pretentious.
Of course, you have your few spots that are trying to be more like New York. They try to bring in more bottle service, but it still gets complicated because now you got people dancing on top of the couches and on top of tables because they want to dance. If you start playing, they're going to dance. Now you got them dancing on your furniture, so it's going to happen.
What I loved about Jersey too is that Jersey was a big supporter of house music and dance music. Big. And that felt great, man. That was, you can't front from that.
And I don't know where that stems from. I used to be super duper into old school house and
the Peppermint Lounge.
Not only that, what was that club back in the day? Zanzibar. And
that too.
That's all. I was super young. I never got to go there, but it was always Jersey. I don't know where that extends from. Like, what's the root? But there was something there about house music in Jersey, man. It's maybe Wallah could talk about. I don't know.
That's before my time, but it's always been like that. It's always been like that. Even if I'm playing a NJPAC, a festival, they're gonna come up to the stage and be like, "Yo, you're gonna play house, right? You're gonna play classics, right?"
Like Lil Taj's dad, that was his name. Qua, like super house head, right?
They want to hear that,
right? Well, I gotta find out one day what's the root. Like, how did that,
And we'll be right back.
I'm Bun B. I'm a host and a co-owner at Merrick Studios, and we just took things to the next level. Merrick Studios Plus is live. So tap in at wearemerrickstudios.com, get 65% off, and don't just listen, be a part of the show.
Master the art of lyricism with Pendulum Mink, the first school for rap. Learn elite techniques through immersive lessons, real-world exercises, and guidance from hip-hop icons. This is where MCs sharpen their skills and glow boldly on the mic. Ready to level up? Visit pendulummink.com and start your journey today.
And now, back to the show.
Don't worry, we'll get Qua in here. We'll ask him.
And I give Wallah props because he be posting what he's doing, where he at, where he's moving, But then you be like, this motherfucker's at the lobby of the NJPAC. Or you be like, the fuck he doing in like some courthouse government shit? And like that shit to me is amazing because it's basically Wallah gets up and goes, I'm gonna do this party. I don't give a fuck where it's at. Because I will always say, when I be on the mic, I be like, yo, put me at a funeral and I'll still make that shit crack. That's Wallah does that shit. But real quick, now you know you that shit in Jersey. Now you putting out these records. Now you fucking up these clubs. And the conversation begins like, Wallah, heavy hitter, Wallah, heavy hitter. Was there ever a doubt? Like, was you like, I'll think about it, I'll fuck with y'all. Was you like, fuck, yeah, I know you mentioned it earlier, but was that more the feeling though?
No, so look, he might have told me 1 year, right? I think Raymo might have mentioned it 1 year. It took a year later. It was no rush because I didn't hear from him again. So I'm like, I don't know what's happening. So then he hit me up like, yo, so you still want to do this, right? I say, yeah, okay, I'm waiting on you. So I would love to know what happened behind the scenes. Which one of y'all was hating on me that made me wait a whole year? He was hating on me wait a year.
Yo, I would keep it a buck. Wallah was one of the very few people like blah, 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 Wallah. And I was like, fuck yeah. Because I already knew what the fuck he was doing over there. But then I know what.
You know what it was,
I know.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and then, I was going to ask Wallah. And then once the year came up and you was like, all right, let's do this shit.
You know what it was too, Wallah? You know what it was, real quick? Because you're in a whole nother state. Like, yes, Jersey and New York are right next to each other, but you're in a whole nother state. And it was just Raymo at the time was the only heavy hitter from Jersey, right? And so it was kind of like, I slightly remember we were looking at Jersey, but it was like, who do we get? Who do we get? Who do we get from Jersey, right? And it was other people. I'm not gonna name any names. That names were floating around, but it was like, it was pretty much unanimous that it was like, nah, yo, it gotta be Wallah. It gotta be Wallah.
So why y'all think you waited a year? What happened? Why had to wait a whole year?
Listen, bro, I waited 2 years. What are you talking about? I watched these dudes.
What'd you hear, Wallah? Because some people be like, yo, man, you're making me wait. I'm like, bro, everybody had to wait.
Yo, Carlito took 8 years to get down.
Yeah, 7 to 8 years. Carlito took 7 to 8 years.
Excuse me, JC and Y got double digits on how long he had to
wait. That's a fact. Yo, so Wallah, I want to hear. So, okay, boom, you became a heavy hitter. The radio thing. How did that happen?
Yo, look, this happened fast. I became a heavy hitter 1 month, maybe a couple of months later. I know what? I think we might have had a heavy hitter welcome to heavy hitter party. It might have been Gecko. And Enuff Enuff and Mr. C was there. Enuff got on the mic and said, "Yo, we didn't get Wallah on the radio." And I seen C's face like Enuff wasn't supposed to say that on the microphone. I look like, why did Enuff say that? And it happened quick. Heavy Hitter 1 month, 3-4 months later, I-97.
I will say this. I will say this too. Like, you were in a unique position because you were loved by both Mr. C and Enuff. So they were all pushing for you behind the scenes. Like, nah, whenever we do the next Mix Show weekend or next whatever, Wallah's got to be there. Wallah's got to be there. Wallah's got to be there. So if you didn't know, that's kind of like why that happened, because they were just like C and E was fucking with you heavy.
Appreciate it, E. Thank you, E. Appreciate it. So the rest of y'all wasn't fucking with me.
Nah,
we hated you.
Nah, not really.
Wallah, on the real, they still don't like you, bro, to this day.
Facts.
Crazy. I love Wallah, bro.
Yo, I just want let me say one thing about Jersey, man. I just want to put it out there. To me, Jersey, and I always say, is a 6th borough. I hate to separate because Jersey just always been a part of us. Like always, whether we from Jersey, yo, you're a part of us. You're the 6th borough. You're just over a fucking river, just like Brooklyn's over a river and Queens over. That's all. You're right there. You know, it's like, to me, Jersey's always been part of New York. So me, I never separated. If in Jersey, I'm like, man, stop talking trash.
Wallah, so when did the hate start coming into the picture? Heavy Hitter. Your records are spinning on the radio. Your parties are selling out more than before. Was Jersey looking at you in any funny way, or was it like, shit, Wallah, you made it, let's ride? Like, what was the reception out of Jersey?
I think it was all good. I don't think it was any hate. You got your finger up.
Yo, Peter. So a lot of you guys might not know this, but Wallah is connected to hip hop royalty.
Oh,
all right. No, he is. I was talking to Vin Rock from Low by Nature one day, and we had him at I think we had him at Shade 45 or something, and we talking, and he was like, "Oh yeah, my nephew Wallah." Blah blah blah. I said, "Nephew." He was like, I was like, "What you mean?" He goes, "That's family. Wallah's my family." So I don't know, is that blood family, or we just saying you guys are just close because you're from
the Jersey family? Like,
nah. So like, you know how it is.
That's Uncle Vin to you, right?
Exactly. So look, my sister's dad, not my dad, my sister's dad, they're all family. But my sister's dad raised me. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's not by blood, but like it couldn't be no closer because they raised me. Like I was a kid. So like, so my sister's dad, it was like my dad. But like whoever his.
Yo, bro, I'm telling you, he's part of hip hop family royalty, bro.
Yeah, I never knew that.
But I always wanted to stand on my own. I always wanted to stand on my own.
He never talks about it. He never talks about it.
That's crazy.
Wallah's one of those guys that's very quiet. He's like, he watching everything. He don't say much. He's like, I don't want to use the word sneaky, but he's just like very quiet in the cut. Always in the cut. Always in the cut. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. I'm just saying.
You know what? And besides DJing, Wallah, when are you gonna open your own gym? Because let's get to the workout talk, right? So if y'all didn't know, Wallah used to be about 105 pounds soaking wet, super skinny, right? His dreads was the heaviest thing on his body. Now, in the camera, he looks kind of small, but if you see him in real life, you think he's a security guard. Because he's a security guard.
Yo, he's flexing his guns.
He's flexing his guns. Look at him. Yo, Wallah is super into fitness, and you could catch him, his workouts on the gram. Like, what made you get into that? What made you turn your life around from being just regular to being like Superman gym guy?
Yo, but he was a toothpick. He was.
Yo, for real.
It happened during the pandemic. During the pandemic, it was nothing to do. The first thing that opened up during the pandemic was the gyms. The gyms.
Back up.
The first thing that opened up during the pandemic was the gym. So I was in the gym. I was like, let me just go down to the gym. I was in there.
Yeah, but you went. Like you just kept going.
I wanted to get out the house.
And now he with the tank top, come see me at the gym and all that. Like
we're gonna have to work. We're gonna have to work on getting Wallah some sponsorships, bro. You got to get like some supplements. Come on, man. You're not focused, bro. Like you got to get focused on this side of things, right? This big money we talking about over here. You look on the gram. These dudes are making big money with this gym stuff. All right, I'm gonna manage you. We're gonna get you some sponsorships, bro.
Yeah, bro. peep how Wallah's sitting now, right?
Yo, but I got
You
this
over there
from
like,
y'all.
ah.
I seen Camilo in the gym. I seen Kast doing stuff in the gym.
Yeah.
Boogs, you lost hella weight. So I was hyped. Like, all right, everybody
It's
in the
true.
gym.
During the pandemic, I think I hit the gym for the first time. And I had a trainer, this and that, but
Jim looked at you like, what?
I do not look nothing like Wallah. Like I just wanted to burn and sweat and keep the heart healthy. Wallah took it to the next level, man.
Like Wallah does
Good shit.
NFL
Good shit.
workout.
Good shit, King.
Speaking about NFL, you also the official DJ for the Giants. You still doing that?
Yes, sir.
So
Still
you know
doing it.
Wallah each and every
Wallah,
Sunday.
Am I wrong
Uh-oh.
that you was a Cowboy fan before? And am I
Don't bring that
wrong?
up. Don't bring that up. Yo, excuse me. Delete that. We're not
So look,
talking.
I know. You know what? I can explain. So I was talking to.
I never heard this.
I was talking to Coach Daves, right, formerly of the Giants, and
Okay.
I asked him. I said, "Yo, is it gonna be weird that I wasn't a Giants fan?" He was like, "None of us were Giants fans. We work here now. Once you work here, you are a Giants fan. You root for the team you work for." And I said, "All right, bet." He said, "Yo, I used to work for the Buffalo Bills. I was a Bills fan. Now, but now he's in Tennessee.
I'm happy you
I
cleared
like
that up.
Most
Yo,
of the players
for real?
maybe are from the South, so they root for Cowboys and everybody else. So when you get picked or drafted, that's your squad. I got
It is
that.
what it is.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got that.
All right. Because I
I'm
was
happy
like,
you
yo,
cleared that up,
Wallah,
buddy.
I was like, Wallah got more Giants gear than me, and he just showed up to the party. You know what I'm saying? I own like 3 shirts, but it's respected. It's
Now,
respected.
look, we are Knicks fans, right? Respectfully, right? I
Yeah.
think so. Well, let's say San Antonio said, "El Boogs, we want you to come host for us." Are you, San Antonio?
I'm putting them Cowboy boots on. Let's get going.
It just got some real Spurs. A cowboy hat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like that. Yo, and
Nah,
now,
but I
you
love
know,
that.
moving forward, you're also a Branson DJ, meaning, you know, you want to tell us how that started? Like, you know.
I gotta, you know what? It was during the pandemic. We was going live. You know, we had the DJ in the house, and I was going live. And I think I might have been going live, but telling everybody, "Yo, send me a cash app. I'll take a shot right now. Just trying to get bread." So I ended up getting drunk as hell on live, drinking Hennessy at that.
All of it. Right.
And Renee reached out. Renee was like, "Yo, you want to do a live for Branson?" You know, I guess he was using his marketing mind. Like, "Yo, if you're gonna get drunk, put our brand in front of you. We'll send you a couple bottles." So I said, "Send me the bottles." So
Right.
I did a Branson live, and I was playing R&B. And 50 got in the room. He jumped in the live and left a comment. So he's like, "Yo, he never comes in the live. Yo,
Right.
you must be doing something right." So he's like, "Yo, you want to get down?" And you know, my regular answer is, "Shit, yeah, hell yeah, y'all paying? Down. What do I
That's good.
find?"
That pandemic was good for you, man.
Hell yeah. I've
So
only
now-
drank
now,
Branson
you know-
actually at your birthday party. Is the only and first time I ever drank Branson. It was like 2021 party. I remember that.
But you know, so this is a DJ podcast. It's important for DJs to know, like, you know, how to get down with a brand, and that's how it happened to Wallah, which is, you know, to add on to a DJ's career. You know, the bag is also good.
So the one thing
Right,
I
like-
always try to tell DJs is don't be afraid to use your social media. Like I look at some people's pages and their pages are blank. They don't post nothing. To me,
Right.
it looks like you're not working. And if you are somebody trying to get somebody to, you know, sponsor or be next to your brand and they feel like they're not working, you're not going to reach out to them. So I use my social media as a tool. If I'm doing something, I don't care, like El Book said, if I'm DJing at a courthouse, I'm going to post it.
Right.
Yo, I'm at the courthouse today and we about to turn up and you're going to see how it is. I
And
can
you
be
do.
talking to kids. I'm posting it. I can be
You
the
do.
Giants,
You're very
NJPAC.
active.
If I'm in the gym, I'm posting it. And brands be
Agreed.
like, "No, we want this guy to stand next to us because we know that he's going to use his social media to promote our product."
Right.
Wallah be tagging me on shit that got nothing to do with me. You
Nothing
know?
to do with you. Nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do with me, but I
I'll
get what
text
you're
that in the
doing.
morning. Yo, I'm in the gym. Turn that R&B off.
Yeah,
Yo,
he been
Timbo,
at
bro.
4
Why
o'clock.
you ain't
I'm
put no
playing.
Timbo yet? Yo,
I'm playing Mariah Science. He be like, "Yo, why you? I'm in the gym. Why you playing this R&B?" I'm like, "Yo, bro, relax. We're gonna get to the fire in a second."
I will say one of my favorite things about Wallah and Camilo is the banter between both of you.
Yeah,
Wallah be like,
listen,
Wallah be like,
listen to the podcast.
Camilo be like, "No, they ain't. I ain't even the promoter and the doors is closed in my shit." Yo, I love that right there. I love
Yeah,
that
I love messing with Wallah because he's
I
slick
love
too.
that shit. Camilo be like, "Yeah, Camilo be like, unwalkable zoo." I'll be like, "No, we can get through that crowd." We can
exactly.
get
I
through
zoom in. I'm like, yo, I see space right there. You can still walk through. It's not unwalkable. You can still walk.
Oh man, I
that.
love
I
it. Yo,
love
Wallah,
that shit.
He
but-
definitely
but-
called
but-
him like I see him.
back to the radio. Like your first day on radio, how did that feel? Like, were you nervous? Were you, because you're not in a club, and you're in Hot 97. Like, do you remember the first day?
Yes, I was super nervous. Now, the reason why I'm nervous had nothing to do with me. I was in the room, in that booth, and Mr. C was standing right next to me.
I knew that was gonna come. I knew that was
right next to me. With like a clipboard or something, pointing at stuff. Say this, do that, do this, do that. I'm like, no, bro, I can't focus like this, man. You gotta. No, what's going on with this guy?
And you know what? You know what's funny? I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of people don't believe me when I say, I was like, yeah, the first time I was on radio, it was like the middle of the night sometimes. It was like how they say in Spanish, la madrugada. It was like 4 or 5 a.m. And who pulled up? Mr. C. And he's standing there like, and then he did the same thing. He did the same thing with Trends. And now I'm glad that you said it. He did the same thing with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, back then, and that's why you knew how much he loved what we did and what he did. And he gave a fuck. Like, who would pull up at 4, to check somebody like, yo. And then, I remember too, like that. I got the same story. When I started 7 p.m., Enuff gave up his hour for me to do it. And he goes, you ready? Are you ready? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. No, but I'm saying, are you ready? It's almost go time. Like, so he was always on his feet. Like, he's always checking you. Like, so for Wallah, I can imagine you was, it's a little intimidating.
Yeah, it was intimidating because you don't get a warm up. You don't get a chance to practice. Nah. It's like, you ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? He just kept saying it. You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? I said, yo, no, come on, relax.
Yeah, but was it like set up? Was it like, yo, Wallah, get in the game? Like, was it like, yo, come through?
Yeah, it was set up. It was like, yo, you're going to be on this day, this time, but this is my first time in the booth.
Right. Because
you see that right there.
And that's the difference that you have to understand. Like, like me, I know in my experience, me, Trends, Camilo, even, we've had opportunities in the booth before. We've watched countless times. We've watched Enuff do his thing. We've watched C do his, we've watched it. But you were like, you were out the street right onto the box. So was on a whole different type.
Yeah, and he'll look at my laptop. Don't play that one. I'm like, he's already up there. He's already up there. Don't play that one. Nah,
that sound like Steve. That sound like Steve.
I'm like, this one don't mix. Make it mix. Hit a sound effect. Hit the button. No.
Yeah, and just so DJs out there understand, like when you go play at Hot back then, it wasn't your standard setup. It's like a turntable was here diagonal, a mixer here, and then another turntable here diagonal. The booth was just weird. So it wasn't like, you were stepping in and you wasn't going to be comfortable like a regular setup. Am I correct?
Nah, not the first time. It took a while for me to be comfortable.
Yeah, it was different. It was different. So yeah, I can imagine that could add to the, being fucking nervous and shit.
And then once you do the Hot 97 thing and the name is out there and everything's cooking for you, like, did you reach a moment where you was like, yeah, this shit, like, it became bigger than what you thought at one point, or it was always like, yeah, according to plan, that's how we've been doing it?
Yo, to be honest with you, Boogs, I'll be so focused on what I'm doing next that I don't get a chance to sit back and smell the flowers.
While I stole my AOL shit, every time we used to talk on AIM, and be like, the next big thing. And he was like, yo, what is that shit? Next thing I know, Wallah's flyer, the next big thing.
I always think you can always be better. You can always learn. You can always keep moving forward. So when I hit a milestone, I don't get a chance to sit back and really celebrate because I'm already working on what I got to do.
What you working on now, though?
Yeah.
What you working on now?
I don't even like talking about it. I stopped talking about it because I don't want to jinx it. I used to sit back and be like, yo, I'm working on this, working on that. And then it don't work. And I'm like, I jinxed myself. myself. So now I just do it.
Are you at a point now that, like, since you've been repping Jersey for so long and what was it, 2 people in Jersey, 3 people we got, 2, whatever? Like, are you at a point that people are like, yo, Wallah was tough. Wallah was tough. You the OG now.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
Fortunately, you the OG now.
Yeah, they coming up to me like, yo, what's good? I want to be a heavy hit. I'm like, yo, you gotta talk to Boogs. Yo, you met Boogs yet?
No. Let me fix it for you, my brother. You got to talk to Wallah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Talk to Wallah, Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's what I say.
Every
you
Jersey DJ hearing this right
now. You
now,
got to talk to Wallah.
you got to talk to Wallah.
No matter who it is from Jersey, I'd be like, talk to the guy with the W. Like, literally, I send them your way no matter what.
I've had Jersey guys holler at me and I say, yo, if you don't know Wallah, and I've done this before, if you know Wallah, if you don't know Drewski, then you're already messing up. Holler at me.
And then,
You know what I'm saying?
what people gotta understand too is like we know what it is. We know somebody in Chicago, go talk to Faris. You know what I'm saying? And we know somebody go like so we now know like yo, you don't gotta talk to me, you don't Cassie, no, you gotta talk to Wallah because and Drewski because y'all repping that side. You know what I mean? And most of the time we don't even know who these dudes are or females are. So you guys kind of the filter between us, and we always do that. And I want people to understand that's how we move. If you from Jersey, you want to get down, Wallah has to at least know you exist. Because we're
That's
not
right.
gonna go into Jersey and do the research for you. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
So, and I always tell people like, yo, no matter what state, no matter what pocket you repping, there's always a representative. You know what I'm saying? And Wallah has a lot of people to go through because it's been a minute, right, that we've crowned anybody from Jersey. And I want people to understand, yeah, it takes a while because we ain't just putting down people just because we need another number. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we ain't about that.
You
gotta
that
be,
at all.
you gotta be like us, all of us. We all got something in common. So
What do we have in common? What do we have in common, Camilo?
well, number one,
Here to talk.
number one, we want to be great DJs. I think every damn heavy hitter gives a fuck about the craft. That's number one.
Number one.
Number two, we hold down whatever the fuck we do. You hold down Jersey, right? That's the reason that you're a heavy hitter, right?
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. You want to keep going?
Yeah,
Number three, we have that brotherly bond. At some point, I think we all hold each other down. And I tell everybody, we're not a crew. We're like a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Many times I've gone phone with Wallah for whatever on some behind the scenes, like, yo, whatever the case or scenario situation is, and that's the beauty of the crew. This is not a...
And I would say that about Wallah, like, Wallah and me don't even got to speak, and then all of a sudden, you're Boogs, and we, like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always try to tell people, yeah, it's mad of us, but we don't talk every day, but at the same time, when we connect, we just connect, and we pick up, like, the shit.
We pick up where we left off at.
Yo,
exactly.
Exactly. Right, okay, let's go.
Exactly. And number 5, don't be a jerk. Just be a nice guy, bro. Be a nice guy. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick, I know it's changed everywhere. Is Jersey still the same when it comes to the parties and all that? You're like, nah, this shit changed, or like, because I know to us it was always a fun place to go to. And then now when I see Camilo touching down and you guys at Kast, whatever, you guys aren't doing the same type of parties as before. You know what I'm saying? So, like, has everything completely changed? Let's just say after pandemic or whatnot?
Well, you see certain changes after the pandemic, of course, but the crowd got older. So the ones that we used to party with that used to, be at Abyss or Deco, they got older. They got kids. They got jobs. They, some of them don't go out every weekend no more. They might go out once a month, right? And look, the younger generation taking over, and they come with a different energy. Now, might not always be positive, but they come with a different energy. We just had to adapt. We pivoting.
Well, I think also the world's changed, and it's not just Jersey; it's everywhere. Like, I talk to guys in Vegas, I talk to guys in LA, I talk to guys in Miami, and everything's changed. So yeah, of course. But Jersey's still Jersey, man. They still rocking.
No, they are. I say that.
Heavy.
Now, 2026. Do you see a young DJ Wallah coming up in Jersey? Do you see the next this kid? Keep eyeing him. You know what I'm saying?
Keep it funky, Wallah. Keep it funky.
Like, who put us onto Little Taj?
Yeah.
I don't know who put us on Little Taj.
I'm asking you. I don't know. You're the Jersey guy.
That was you, Wallah.
Enough raising his hand. Enough.
It was Qua.
It was Qua. Okay. It wasn't you, Wallah.
Qua used to work at Kiss FM, and he was doing mixes back then.
Okay. There you go. All right. But so 2026, do you see the new generation of DJs?
Can I ask a question, Camilo? Do you even fucking care, Wallah?
Yeah.
Do you care?
Sometimes I look like, who's going to be able to take over this when I scale up my business and start doing something different? But I think I came up in a unique time where we had paper flyers. I'm old enough to be around to play on vinyl and have paper flyers, but young enough to also be a part of the social media Serato age. So when I see some of the new guys and they don't have the same drive that we had because they didn't have to go out there and put flyers on cars. They ain't have to go to every college and put flyers under the doors. They ain't have to walk around with a book bag full of CDs. So I'm like, yo, bro, you don't know how good you got it. You better take advantage because we had to go out and do this hand to hand.
Boogs, he don't care no more because he don't even remember the year he became a heavy hitter.
Oh, no. I don't
know. You know what?
I called him out.
I can tell you if you know this question, the answer, it was the year that what was that Chinese guy with that song? Whoop. Oh,
you're talking about Gangnam Style.
Yeah,
Thigh.
That was the biggest shit because I remember doing your New York Heavy Hitters release party, you played that out the gate, and I was like, "What is he playing?"
I remember the party. Yeah, I remember the party.
It was him and DJ Lead, right?
Yeah.
Damn, what year was that?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't know what year
right
it
now. I'm
was.
looking it up. That was 2012.
2012?
2012 was Gangnam.
Oh.
It released July 15th, 2012.
I thought you got down way before that. I'm
I thought
bugging.
it was in like 2007, 8. I don't remember.
It wasn't. It might have been like about 9 or 10 because it wasn't thick.
Hey, from the HR department, the guy's Korean, not Chinese.
I know. I said that.
Sorry, bro.
I said that. I said that. I said Korean side.
Definitely Asian.
Got racist and shit.
Yo, bro.
But
Unruly.
you know, and then with Wallah, I kind of get you though, bro, because the metrics are different by the year, by what we judge these people by. And I understand what you're saying. Like in 2026, like what are we judging people by? Like what is it that you're doing that's fuck that. What's different that you're doing that the last 5 people we put down are not doing? Because I think people ran out of shit to do to prove their talent. They ran out of shit. People think like, I got Serato, I know how to turn it on. I could be heavier. And you're like, nah, man, what the fuck is your hustle? Where's your drive? Like, what the fuck? Like, did you wake up one day and go, hey, what's that?
I think that's not all the way fair because there's a lot of young dudes that are hustling also, but the hustling is a little different, right? You might look at it like it's easier. You might look at it like it's easier, but it's not because it's not easy to set up 3-5 cameras, lighting outside in the street, shoot some content to put up, and then do all that work, edit it, then get that content out, and then try to get it pushed out, advertising. Like it's a whole different kind of hustle. That's and some of us older people, it might seem like, oh, that's not as hard. You're not going as hard.
Nah,
but in reality,
that is as hard.
It is as hard. It is as hard. And they're working just as hard. But also, you got to think about it. Doubling down for the young cats is even harder because you have so much more competition, right? Like when we're coming up, there was competition, but it wasn't like now. Like anybody could turn on, get music, and be a DJ. Back in the day, you had to like buy records, get nice on the turntables, have music. Now, yo, bro, anybody could buy a laptop, Serato, download a library, and be like, I'm a DJ. So how do you separate yourself from that pack? These young guys are really trying to figure it out, and we're watching it in real time. So you should pay attention to how these young guys are moving because I find it interesting. I'm like, wow, look at how this kid's doing this, and look how this guy's doing that to stand out. It's a different hustle, that's all.
It's like when you see Mega J on doing his thing and doing 5-6 records, like and he's going viral, and that's a whole nother book. You ever see Mega J work? Like you know what I'm saying? Chris G, same thing. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
there's a bunch of kids with it. Lilo, Dito, freaking DJ Precise, not our Precise, but other Precise from LA.
Yeah.
And it's it's a whole different game. And sometimes DJs, I think it's whack. I think that part is whack when DJs look at it and they kind of shit on it because they be like, oh, it's not doing it. That's easy. All right, you do it.
You do it. You do it, my boy.
It's not easy.
Yeah, so, but real quick, we talking a while. So when you look at that, you go, you're good at streaming. Does that fucking give you the, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it, because I love the fact that I can't do the shit these new people are doing, but like, you don't hand out flyers, you don't carry crates, but you're great at streaming. Like, is that you know what I mean?
Nah, I don't know the metrics, so I would never want to say that out loud. But in my mind, I'm looking like, all right, so what do you bring to the table that's different from the next person? Or are we just basing it upon how many views, likes, and followers you got on Instagram? Because a lot of that stuff could be skewed. We could go buy views, likes, and all that. So that make me a hot guy. Am I hot because I got 1 million followers on the gram? Can I come play? Can I rock this party?
Right.
So,
that part. That part is true too.
You can buy the plaque that's hanging on your walls too. You can buy that too. So I mean, like,
well, I'll give you an example. Like a Jersey heavy hitter, DJ KD, super young, but you could tell his hustle. You could see he's working. You could see, and he's not on everybody's radar. He's not, but you could just see the fucking passion. When I talk to him, he's a fucking heavy hitter. When he talks, you just hear it, man. It's like, damn,
he's ready to go.
He gives a fuck.
He's ready to go.
And he's always, and if you need some help, and if I need you to put you, and if you need how to hook up this mic, and he's there, bro. So you know, I'm always watching.
I agree. We can't judge everybody on what we were doing in '99 and 2005.
No.
Yeah, absolutely can't. You can't at all. Like, not even close, bro. Like, at all. I agree with that. Like, we can't do that.
That's how it is, Boogs. Like, if you have a barbershop argument and you say LeBron versus Jordan, they're gonna pick Jordan because they say Jordan played during a rougher time in basketball when basketball was real. People gonna pick the older times. Like, they're gonna pick the older football players. Back when football was football, you got hit. These new guys
had a helmet. You know what I mean?
Like, they had no helmet on.
I don't know. I'm picking LeBron.
I'm picking Jordan, bro. I'm picking Jordan over LeBron, bro.
This guy. Oh man.
Oh man. But I just, you know what I mean? Like, I for the record, I've always loved what Wallah does. Not only in Jersey, what he does, period. Because the way you move, you move that way. And I think that when I see that, that's what I want to see. Like what you just said. Like I want to see somebody that just moves on their own. And when people talk to me, I be like, dude, that's what we are. We're a bunch of motherfuckers that on our own, we drive our own shit. Don't come here just to tag along. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I've always commended Wallah on that. He's always done his own shit.
Don't come here for help. I mean, help is cool. You know what I'm saying? But most of the real heavy hitters, they're on their own lane. They're like, oh, put me on. Nah, bro. Like, what you mean?
Yeah.
This is why you're heavy.
That's right. And I know it's been a minute, but like even when it comes to Jersey, I'll be like, yo, go talk to Wallah, fam. If Wallah, I can't do nothing, man. I'm not paying the toll to get to know you. You know what I mean? But
Wow.
So Wallah, I know you don't like talking about it. What they need to know, like what they just need to know in the next 6 months, the next year, whatever, like what they need to know.
Well, I'm currently working on headlining the night at NJPAC. So I can talk about that because the promotion is already out there. I'm just working on the Wallah and the N friends part. I'm locking in my N friends. It's going, NJPAC is usually an older crowd, so it's not even going to be nothing that's like you would hear on the radio per se. It's going to be like my first N friends, I can say, is Nice and Smooth. I got Nice and Smooth coming out. Both of them. There's like, yo, we gotta make.
Is there a date on this? There's a date.
It's June 26th. That's a Friday.
Okay. Oh,
June 26th Friday, NJPAC, DJ Wallah and friends. But it's gonna be classic. So right. Nice and Friends is the first.
Hey, you can bring your Uncle Vinny.
So, I mean, that's the thing, but it gotta be both of them. It can't be one. It
gotta be Tretch. 100%. That's June 26th. Let's write that down. That's probably not the easy part, right?
Yeah, we gotta figure it out. I'm still trying to figure it out. We're gonna work it out.
Well, we appreciate you for tapping in with the podcast and like, yeah, I mean, we ain't got nothing else but say, but wish you the best and keep fucking it up out there, my brother.
Anything you want to promote, Wallah?
Nah, man, just go to my social media. Go to the Instagram at DJ Wallah. I post everything. I'm probably gonna be in the gym by the time somebody's looking at this right now.
That's what's up, King.
Yes, sir. Facts. Kast One showing his guns. If I would have known, I would have had.
I was wrong.
Listen, Wallah, I just ran 3 miles and I just got on here like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm about to go to the gym right now. I'm trying to catch up.
Humble brag. I just ran 3 miles. All right, y'all. Wallah, thank you on behalf of DJ Enuff, Kast One, Camilo, myself, Len Boogs. It's another episode of the Heavy Hitter DJ podcast.
Yeah.
Shouts out to your family. Boom. Remember, save it, share it, log on, tell everybody the Heavy Hitter podcast y'all love.
Oh, you're fine.
Go ahead and make sure you subscribe to the Heavy Hitter DJs podcast, rate the show, and share it with someone who cares about the roots of what moves us. I'm the crowd mover, L Boogs.
I'm the big Spanish guy, DJ Enuff.
I'm DJ Camilo.
And I'm DJ Kast One.
Heavy Hitter. Suckers.